As the first-class animation power in the world, Japan has an annual profit of more than 600 billion yen in the anime industry alone. Anime has not only become an important economic industry in Japan, but is also the most important cultural symbol, permitting Japanese cultural consciousness and the way of thinking to the world. Chen Qijia, a Chinese writer, comprehensively introduced Japanese anime in his book, Introduction to Japanese Anime Art. He made a more in-depth evolution and analysis of the basic artistic characteristics, creative techniques, and aesthetic connotations of Japanese anime. In particular, he roughly divided the development of the anime industry into 6 periods: the embryonic period, the exploration period, the comprehensive revitalization period, the golden age, the glory of the end of the century, and the new century. He mentioned that in the long history of anime development, the golden age from the 1970s to 1980s is particularly important, because it's the most creative stage in this industry, and countless masterpieces and creative animation management methods have been born. I will quote his theory and focus on analyzing several significant nodes in the Golden Age that can affect the development of anime for a century. At the beginning of the Golden Age, a trend started to develop that increased the overall dynamism of character elements. The characters of Lupin III was the most detailed and expressive at the time. Like Astro Boy or The Jungle Book were aimed at teenagers, but Lupin III started to broaden its audience, and it allowed us to see more realistic character styles and detailed facial expressions. But compared to the more detailed Japanese anime, it's only the beginning of development. In 1974's Girl of the Alps, it had a level of dynamism detail never seen before at the time. Although the girl Heidi didn't use large-scale body movements to express her feelings, the delicate dynamic changes injected soul into this work. In addition to the Girl of the Alps, anime in the early 1970s, such as Anna of Green Gables, also gradually focused on the details of facial expressions. Moreover, Japanese animes paid attention to background painting around this period year. They integrated background painting and animation and tried to build a grand animation worldview. In the Golden Age, the most important opportunity for development was the prosperity of mecha combat anime in the 1970s. In that time, a large number of anime masters of sci-fi mecha anime, that is science fiction anime, emerged in Japan. Representatives include Matsumoto Reiji, Tomino Yoshiyuki, and so on. This anime genre is very important to the consolidation of Japanese anime status, because this trade has occupied the industry for 2 decades. Early works such as Kazen Robot Hunter in 1974 and The Green Rider in 1974 were the beginning of this trend. In the mecha anime genre, most of works are designed based on the spaceship Yamato. This includes the masterpiece in the history of anime, Mobile Suit Gundam, released in 1979. This series was designed by Kunio Okawara. The dynamic effect and exquisite mecha design made this series successfully lead the anime. At the same time, Macross also came to the fore. It enhanced the presence of background characters, such as the details of clothes and mecha, so audience can feel its dynamic charm. Compared with the previous TV anime, this genre also used a more extensive and powerful brushwork. Mecha anime genre have made an indelible contribution to Japanese anime in terms of creation types, and the second national level master in the history of Japanese animation. Hayao Miyazaki with his works, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind and The Castle in the Sky, also showed his age during the period. Marked by Osamu Tezuka's Mushi production, many animation companies have successively invested in the field of TV animes, consolidating and laying the cornerstone of the entire animation industry and greatly developing the whole industry chain. But on the other hand, many animators are determined to make excellent animations and tell stories in the way of original movies. They include Hayao Miyazaki and Ghibli. In the Golden Age, Hayao Miyazaki got rid of the limitations of the science fiction anime genre. He developed a Hayao Miyazaki style by taking theatrical animation as a starting point. He used aesthetic, natural, and fresh styles to convey the world, earth, people, and God. The thoughts of his films touch the depths of the human heart and inspire people to fear God and think about life. Hayao Miyazaki's works have overhauled background and a complex world view setting. Although his stories also think about humanity and nature, they are generally more like fantasy fairy tales. It can be said that he is the first thinker who raised anime to a humanistic level, and he is also the spiritual pillar of the three generations of Japanese animators who inherited the past and ushered in the future. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind in 1984 established Hayao Miyazaki's status as the master of Japanese anime. He let us feel the emotions of his stories on the spiritual level. We think about the world and worry about the status of society spontaneously. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind is a milestone in Japanese animation films, which has profoundly affected the development of the entire anime industry. Today, Hayao Miyazaki has become synonymous with anime in Japan, and his achievements and status are unmatched. In addition, a revolutionary event occurred in the anime industry has to be mentioned. That is OVA. A new way of anime production and distribution was born during the Golden Age. That is OVA. The distribution of anime is nothing more than two channels. One is the theatrical version shown in movie theaters. The other is TV anime that is continuously broadcast on TV stations. With the popularity of home video recorders in Japan, in addition to anime plot and character designs, audiences have gradually begun to pursue production quality. It was a popular practice in Japan in the 1980s to record missed TV shows and watch them over and over again. In 1983, the world's first original video animation appeared in the Japanese anime market. Dallas was the beginning of the OVA, and it has a unique painting style and a darker atmosphere. OVA animations such as Android's Egg also lays the foundation for future animation styles. It's a means of communication that adapts to the needs of consumers. It has the style of the movie and is required according to the production level of a film, but it's similar to a TV series in form and more colorful in content. Therefore, since it came out, its influence has been increasing day by day, and it has now become one of the main distribution methods of anime along with the theater version and the TV version. A generation spent adolescence in the 1960s and 1970s and experienced the post-war social movement, then joined the Japanese anime industry together to profoundly create the golden age of post-war anime. In the 20 years of the Golden Age, the pinnacle of mecha anime and many outstanding animators emerged on the historical stage. The rapid development of this period has laid an indispensable foundation for the diversification and internationalization of Japanese animation in the next 30 years. Of course, whether it's the Golden Age or not the period of development, each work has a unique style and a different visual personality. The masters of the past era are still creating works with an experimental spirit. They are committed to improving painting skills and creative models in unprecedented ways and are good at using teams and tools, which have developed into today's animation system. Therefore, we are now in a brand new internet era. Anime's evolution is changing rapidly, so we have infinite creative space.